Those that know me know I love a good book. And sometimes they just fall into your lap at the last minute. You never know if you're going to enjoy it or not. One thing I do know is that this particular piece is extremely intriguing. The book for today is titled How We Destroy Nigeria by John Walker Adetunji-Adeoye. He's a seasoned speechwriter, historian, media practitioner, and private investigator. He has over a decade of experience doing what he's passionate about, and he's going to be shedding a lot more light on this piece. He's actually got 2 volumes of this book. He has one that's subtitled Precedence of Doom, and then he has another one titled The Haven for Financial Crimes and Corruption. Now, this should be an interesting conversation. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning, Titi. How are you doing today?
So this is my first time ever meeting a private investigator.
Oh, really?
Yes. Do you have a badge? Is it like how it is on TV? Or are you actually, behind
the first rule of private investigation, nobody must know that you're a private investigator. First of all,
okay, so I'm sorry for doing that.
No, you're not sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's not something you advertise. It's not something it's not like what you see on TV. It's not like what you watch in the movies.
Okay.
It's what you do. Let me just say that you don't let the cat out of the bag, and you must learn to keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
Yes, and just walk.
Well, speaking of keeping your mouth shut, you definitely opened it in these pieces.
Yes.
Because I'm using the word here, destroy, in present continuous, not past tense.
Yes. A lot of us are still optimistic about our country. We love our country. Country first, anything else. We are patriotic. We put country before politics. We put country before sentiments. We put country before any other thing. So the word destroy was chosen carefully because it is something that is present and continuous and something that we can fix. It is not how we destroyed. Okay. I was careful in choosing that word destroy as against destroyed because we can still fix Nigeria.
Amen to that.
Yes.
But I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes now. I would have probably used maybe derailed Nigeria or delayed Nigeria.
Well,
destroyed.
Well, perhaps I'm the kind of person that, from my experience as a Nigerian first, before a speechwriter, a private investigator, and any other thing, I know Nigerians for who we are, understand? And I do not want to be economical with the truth. I want to say things the way it is. I don't think there's any Nigerian who would look at the way things are in the country and say, oh, I am happy with the way things are. No Nigerian should be happy with the way things are today. Yet, we are the ones contributing, all of us, without exception to none, we are the ones contributing to the state of the nation right now.
I'm hearing the passion behind your words, and as a speechwriter, you've probably had to write for specific dignitaries,
yes,
people who had, the opportunity to make or mar situations.
Yeah. 4 African presidents right now, whose name I am so sorry I cannot mention. I write for 4 African presidents here, and so many political appointees. And
so with that kind of access, you probably felt in some sort of way you had a little bit of power. There is, when you're writing for people like that, you feel a little more powerful.
The difference between speech writing and you writing books, that is because the former, you have to be very, very professional. You have to be very professional in what you do. You have to consider a lot of ethics, moral high grounds, political high grounds, every sort of high grounds when you are doing your job. You can't just do things the way you want to do, because whatever comes from for instance, whatever comes from the office of the state governor, whatever comes from the office of the president must be scrutinized, must be checked by protocols. But as an author, I'm on TV, I cannot use vulgar, I know, but I can decide as an author to use whatever I want to do whatever I want to do. So that's the difference.
Is that what you've done here?
I have in the 2 books, the volume 1 and volume 2, there's a particular chapter there's a particular sub-chapter that interests me, and that is the inelegant conclusion part of these books, where I wrote inelegantly. I said my mind, and I threw caution to the wind intentionally. I threw caution to the wind. I spoke carelessly about Nigerian situation. I don't want it to be edited. So
who is the book for? Is it for you, or is it
for every Nigerian?
Every Nigerian.
Every Nigerian. We need to understand we need to understand how we got to this present state of the country. We need to understand that.
So they do say if you're to know where you're going, you have to understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
So you have this first edition in a historical context.
Yes. The first edition, The Precedence of Doom, it talks about the roles that pre-colonial rulers made, the mistake they made that led to the colonization of Nigeria. It also talked about the mistakes of our founding fathers. And when I mean our founding fathers, I mean the likes of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, Alhaji Ahmadu Bello, and the rest. What were the mistakes that they made that led us to this state? Okay. Everything was written there. The roles of military dictatorship, some parochial beliefs, and faulty cultural practices in Nigeria, such as misogyny, disrespect for women, disrespect for children. A whole lot of things are written in this first book. Okay. That, in my opinion, I believe that Nigeria as a country, when we measure progress and or failure of any government, the only thing most Nigerians, there's a mistake. See, there are mistakes we make in Nigeria. Okay. The only thing they look at is the financial aspect. Okay. Oh, what is the price of the dollar to the naira? Okay. Oh, I bought bread 20 naira in 1999. Today it's now 200. Nigeria is failing. There are so many other things that come together to play crucial and critical parts of national development that Nigerians do not pay attention to. And maybe when we get there, I will talk more.
Okay, so I have to ask you now if you believe that after reading this book, it will make an impact. Do you truly believe this?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think in Nigeria, like I said, there are a lot of cultural defaults and defects in Nigeria that we need to arrest before even talking about the financial part. Before we start talking about, oh, dollar is $1 to 1,000 naira, oh, Nigeria is in trouble. There are a lot. The reading culture in Nigeria is at an all-time low, and I'm not impressed. As an author, I'm not impressed. A lot of youth today are failing Nigeria. Nigerians, they claim that Nigerians have failed them, but it is my humble opinion that they fail Nigeria too. They don't read. They don't know anything. They are on social media arguing, abusing everybody, insulting everybody. Then when you talk to them one-on-one, you find out that they do not know anything. And this is trouble, because when you do not know the problems, you cannot prefer solutions, and that's why books like this are out there for people to read, to understand Nigeria's problems.
And of course, you have highlighted with, how many chapters is this? You have about 7 amazing chapters here where you've highlighted quite a lot of the issues and possible solutions. And of course, you've actually had access to corridors of power where these were probably major issues. We have to appreciate you for coming to talk to us today.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it has been a pleasure having this conversation. There's a